Good evening, good evening, good evening. Statman AJT here. My main man, my brother, Hollywood Mike. We are the Number Streets Podcast. Hollywood, what's up, man? Mike, why are you on mute?
Can you hear me, brother? My fault, man.
Yes. What is going on over there, man?
Hey, man. Hey, man. Just things be happening, brother. You know what I mean? But now I'm good, man. Everything's good, bro. I'm not complaining, man. I'm not complaining, man. Just you know, making it. We're trying to make it. Uh,
Okay.
you know, everything's good, brother. Everything's good, man. I don't dwell on nothing, man. I'm good.
All
Everything's
right.
good. Love.
Uh, um, Stretch and Damo in their absence, we give love to them. We wanted to come on. I made a post today about child support, and the post went up, and I want to make sure that I read exactly what it is before I get into that. Want to shout out our sponsors first. um Virginia Villains. Shout out to our guy Sick Mike. Virginia Villains, 12975 Jefferson Avenue, Suite 101, Newport News, Virginia. Y'all go check them out. I got a few things from there. Good dude, good clothes. Y'all check them out. And also Finesse Dress. Y'all check out their website, check out their Facebook page. Good people too. Y'all show some love to our sponsors. Go support Black business. Um, Mike, you ready for the get your shout outs and then I'll give mine?
Yeah, man. Shout out to God, my Lord and Savior. Also, shout out to my kids. All of them. And shout out to you guys, man. You, Damo, Stretch, um, and shout out to you, Stats, man. You be keeping the engagement going on Facebook, man. So I definitely appreciate it, man. And yeah, man. So and everybody out there that been rocking with Number Streets for a minute, man. Appreciate you all as well. I'm gonna say this. Appreciate to all the baby daddies and baby mamas out there because it's starting to get wild. So shout out to y'all. So I just want to say that first. I just I just want to say that first. My brother came up with the topic, man, and hey, go ahead.
Well let me give my shout outs. First of all, shout out to God, shout out to Bree, shout out to my mom, shout out to you, Stretch, Mike. You, Stretch, Damo, Brotherhood Hoop League. Stay tuned for more updates coming soon. Virginia Neptunes, we got a game. Quiet as kept. Saturday at 2. Pull up. George P. Phoenix. Shout out to Ward Rec. Shout out to everybody, man. Peace and love to everybody. Um, Mike, you ready? Because I'm gonna give you a chance to kind of go in
No,
first.
no. This is you chose violence this
No,
morning.
I didn't choose violence. I didn't
So
choose
you
violence.
listen, man. Listen, I'm not saying I disagree with anything that you stated, but there's always context that needs to be explained.
Sure.
I think that the
Ow.
before we do it, just tell people the topic of the conversation, then I go back into it. So go ahead
All
and
right.
set us up, brother.
All right. So I made a post today about 10 hours ago, and the post said child support is for inactive parents, not failed relationships. And I didn't know that it was going to get the reactions that it got. I would love for men and women to come and give their thoughts on that. I didn't really give my thoughts on the post because we decided that we're going to go live and talk about it. Thanks to everybody who's watching so far: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Y'all please chime in and give your thoughts. If one of y'all want to come live, I'll send you the link. You can come on and give your thoughts. We're not
Men
gonna
or
get
women.
men or women. We're not gonna ask you to give your personal stuff, but if you want to do it, as long as you ain't bringing any unnecessary
Yeah,
drama, we love to
yeah.
have you come up and talk about it.
I don't want your baby daddies talking an IP address.
Thank you.
Because you
We
don't because you
we
don't
yeah
talk crazy.
yeah
But go ahead.
yeah.
Go
Um,
ahead. Listen.
but I'll say it again. It stemmed from a post I made. child support is for inactive parents, not failed relationships. And for me, I stand by what I said. I think that there's a case, and that's why. And notice how I said parents. I ain't say men. I ain't say women. I said parents because I think as soon as a relationship ends, the first step for a lot of people is to go to child support instead of trying to work it out and see if you can come to a mutual decision that's palatable for both parties on child support. Now we understand there are situations where child support is necessary. We here at the Number Streets podcast do not support deadbeat dads or deadbeat moms. But I think just because the relationship ends, the child should be in the best interest at that point. And bringing the government and getting the government isn't always the best thing, right? So if somebody breaks up with somebody, that doesn't always necessarily mean the child support should be involved. And because child support is often used as a, how can I say this?
Weapon.
Thank you. It can be used as a weapon against the other party as a way to get back from real or perceived emotional trauma from the relationship. And I don't think that's what child support should be used for. It should strictly be used for the child. And if both parents want to be involved in their kid's life, and you can come up with something half and half or something reasonably close to that, why is child support being involved? So that's my thought. That's my stance. Mike, go ahead and give your thoughts.
Well, I think like when you made the post and I said you chose violence, and I still believe that, right? I think because I mean there's got to be there's context, right? So I think that when there is a split, often too many times, I've seen it from women say, hey, well, they're going to get child support, right? It can even be an amicable breakup, right? But they feel like, hey, I need to get this child support. Whether or not, I don't know if they have confidence that the guy's still going to be there. But then too, I kind of can relate to some women because they feel like, you know, dads don't step up like they need to. And these are not for women. And I don't want women to, get upset or anything like this. These are not for the women that have legit deadbeat dads, like legit deadbeat father. We understand, like in situations like that, it's necessary, right? It's necessary at that point. My concern comes in when, if, and I just need for this to be answered. I just need for this to be answered, right? Guys, if you're listening out there, women, if you're listening, chime in, jump on right now. I know we just got started, but jump in. This is the thing that I struggle with to fully understand, right? If you have two parties that are together, right, and they're in a relationship, and that relationship sours, right? It sours. The guy's there for the child, 6, 7, 8 years, everything's great, right? You all decide that you want to break up. My question is why can't you all two come to an agreement to show what's in the best interest of the child? That's number one. Number two, another thing is when you have two people and you have the dad that's on child support. And I've seen this, and I don't know how the numbers always go, but if you have a guy that's paying $700 a month and he's making $14 an hour, right? I know why he's paying $800 a month. I do know why, but I want to know from the moms out there is like, if you're doing what's in the best interest of the child, you want your partner or your who you're co-parenting with to be able to provide for the child. But if he's not making said money and he doesn't have all these things that he needs to have in place, and he's paying $800 a month for a child, and he's only making $14, $15 an hour, at what point do you say, hey, maybe that's too much? He wants to take, little Johnny or Gabrielle, he wants to take them to the movies, but he can't do it and still be able to take care of his basic essentials. At what point do you all say, well, okay, maybe this support order is egregious. That's my concern, right? And again, this is for the women, not the women that have deadbeat dads, that's never around. I totally get it. I totally understand. I'm just talking about for the situations that are amicable. He's a great guy. Your relationship just didn't work out. He's making $15 an hour, but the judge said, hey, you're gonna pay $800 a month, and he's struggling. At what point do you say, that ain't right? That's my only gripe, because I've seen it so many times in the court system where, and again, and I tell guys all the time, man, it's not just enough for you to pay money. You have to have those overnight stays and visits in order to get that child support lesson. But again, guys do what they want. Let's see. Right. So Maria, I agree with you. A lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but some guys don't do anything. But I want you, but since Maria, since you're listening, what would you say to women that have a good guy, relationship just didn't work out, goes in the court. He's trying to do the right thing, because when he was in that 5-year relationship with said woman, he was the best man. Everything was great. They break up. The judge said you got to pay the $800. He making $15 an hour. He said, hey, I just can't afford it. Hey, help me out. Maria, what's your woman do in situations like that? Because they want the money. And I don't blame them. They want the money, to each his own. What do you say to that, Stats?
I mean, obviously, you know how I feel about communication.
Right.
I think that two grown adults should be able to sit down and communicate what is best for the child. First and foremost, I think that's what should happen. Now, I think the problem a lot of times is the aggrieved party, whether that's the man or the woman, is saying, okay, you left me, you hurt me, now I'm going to weaponize my child or our child against you to get this money. And unfortunately, because what happens is kids need both of their parents, both of them. And I think what happens a lot of times is the aggrieved party, whoever the aggrieved party is, decides that they think, and there are some cases where one parent could do better than the other, right? We know that. But and often other times, both parties are willing to, if both parties are willing to work on it, why can't we sit down and have a conversation about what's best for the child? Because I think the aggrieved party doesn't always want to do what's best for the child. I don't. Whoever the aggrieved party is, I don't.
I think, unfortunately, I mean, you're right about that. I just think that, and it becomes a power struggle at that point. One person wants more control of the other parent, and then I think when you maneuver with your emotions, it's hard to come to a consensus or a compromise. And I don't know. I think some women may feel like, hey, the relationship's over. I no longer have a 2-income household. And again, I don't know, because I'm not a woman, but again, I'm only guesstimating, ladies. So don't kill me for it. It could be a situation where they feel like, hey, I don't have a second income no more. My kid gotta survive. And again, these are for the women that actually legit take care of the child, right? I ain't talking about the club hoppers. I ain't talking about them going by Brazilian with the child support. Man, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about women that actually, you know what I mean, that's going to really do something for the child. For them, it may feel like, hey, survival mode, because it may feel like, okay, he's left, I need that income. Now, we may say that's wrong or anything like that, but at the end of the day, I can see where the women come from in most situations. I just think that child support and going to the court should always be a last resort. Should always be. It should be a last resort. Absolutely. And I think child support over the years it's gotten to a point where that money is not always used, and of course the state and the government eats off the child support. And I don't think women take the time to really understand that. They don't really get into that because they want to see the money, so they don't care where the other end goes as long as they get their money, right? So, and that's unfortunate. And I just think the child support system is broken as a whole. I do think it is necessary in a lot of situations, but I just think that unfortunately, the council is supposed to play middleman. Yeah, hey, what up, Timo? It's my guy Timo, man, from the Dean. It's my guy, man. Timo, I agree with you.
Are you gonna ask him to subscribe?
I think Timo's already. Timo, are you subscribed, bro? I think he already subscribed though. I think he's already subscribed though. But he's a 49ers fan, as you can see. I think, man, like, what's the solution though? Like, how can, because you mentioned failed relationships, right?
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, a failed relationship. How do you solve that? What do you think the answer is?
Maria asked an interesting question, and you mentioned it too. So this is what I was going to go to next.
Go ahead. I didn't see her question, but go ahead.
What should constitute child support? Because when this conversation comes up, and again, I want to make sure we're trying to help come with solutions, right? Not just vent and talk. Like, we want to come up with solutions. So what constitutes child support, right? Because when you talk to people about it, men and women, they feel that child support should be for the lights in the house, paying the light bill, paying bills and things in the house. But then you have other people who don't agree with that. So I think that may be where part of the disconnect is too. What exactly should constitute child support?
Well, we definitely know it shouldn't go to crab legs. It shouldn't go to the club. It shouldn't go to get weave. We know that. I mean, like let's really be honest, right? And unfortunately, in a lot of situations that we've seen, and people that that I know, that's where it goes to. And again, we can't tell women how to spend their money. We can't. But if it's for the child, it should be for the child. Maria, that's a great question, because maybe the government's saying, hey, when say a father sends you $500 a month, we need to see where that money's been allocated to. You show me receipts, where did that money go? I don't know. Maybe get a card, put it on the card, like they do with health insurance cards, the spending cards. Hey, you pay, you go to CVS or Walgreens, you get your prescriptions, anything medical related. You can't spend your card to get declined if it's not medical related. I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. I don't even really know if you can keep track of that, to be truthfully honest with you. I don't, because kids need so much.
Yeah.
Kids need so much. So I don't necessarily think you can keep track of that. They need so much.
But I think, and Khadijah, I don't think it's easy just to move on from this conversation, because there's still a disconnect there. So I don't think it's that easy.
Khadijah said move on from the conversation. Why does Khadijah think we should move on from the conversation? I'm curious to know.
I don't know. I mean, she's right there. Hey, Khadijah, by the way, ask her.
Khadijah. Oh, that's Khadijah. She the rebel. Okay, Khadijah the rebel. Okay, you got to tread lightly when you come for Khadijah. You got to tread lightly. Tread lightly.
Why you messing with Khadijah, man?
I mean, Khadijah cool, but you got to tread lightly when you come for Khadijah. You got to tread lightly.
But I think that's the thing, Mike. And again, that's another good point that you brought up. Yes, it's hard to track, but if the assumption is, if one party has it at their house, if one party has those responsibilities at their house, why wouldn't those same responsibilities apply to other house too?
Well, let me just answer Khadijah. She said, "Do what's best for your child and yourself." Well, Khadijah, that's the problem. You can't do what's best for yourself. You have to do what's best for your child. What's in the best interest of your children? Because again, if you're co-parenting,
hey friend,
and your child's father is spending $1,000 a month, and his monthly expenses are running him into the negative, are we doing what's in the best interest of the child? Because how can he survive? How can he take little Johnny on trips and do those different things when he's giving you $1,000 a month and he's only making $18 an hour? This is what I'm talking about. And comments like Khadijah made, they got to do what's best for themselves. I get that. And I totally understand that. But at the same time, we have to have a honest conversation. And let's be fair, though. Let's be fair. You know, but I understand what Khadijah's saying, but we have to be fair about it. We just have to be fair. Put Khadijah comment on the screen. I know she said some crazy shit. Put it on the screen.
Which one? She made
the last one. The last one. Right. And Khadijah, that's an excellent point. So part of the issue is that when children are born, and I don't understand why people seem to think that the child automatically goes to the mom, right? And the father has rights too as well. And sometimes the father doesn't exercise those rights. And what ends up happening from a custody standpoint, guys will say, well, and I've seen in the court, they'll say, hey, the judge said, well, how many days have you been with your child? Well, I take him to football practice, or I take him to his games. Well, how many times did he stay over your house? Every other Saturday. You don't have equal time with the child. The mom is doing all the day-to-day activities. The mom is doing the picking the kid up in the morning, taking him to school. They're doing all that. So I would tell fathers, man, is that you have to have equal physical time with your child.
But I don't think a lot of men know those laws either, though.
They don't. But because child support is about your time with your child. That's just what it is. And a lot of men don't know that. They just think, okay, the child's born, go with the mom. Nah, I mean, unfortunately, there are too many broken homes. There's, when they have a child, when they're together, boyfriend and girlfriend, they have a child, they seem to break up. And I don't know what that is. Everybody's story is different. Every dynamic is different. But I would say the men or women that's because there's some women that's paying child support. I would say if you want the time, go to the court, petition custody for your children. Let's have an equal playing field, and then you can see that child support, decrease, because now you're taking care of your child just as much as the next parent is. And again, and that's the answer. That's how you unlock that. But a lot of guys are not in a position where they're able to do that, whether or not they have a house or whatever the case is. But that's how you unlock it, man. I just wish that men and women can come together and just, from a parent standpoint, and talk and just have conversations. But it just seems like a lot of this child support is reaped in just bitterness sometimes. Not everyone, but some of it is reaped in bitterness, man. And it's unfortunate because the child suffers. Because dad can't do X and Y, Z with the kid, or the mom, if she's paying child support, she can't do the same thing with her children because she's working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet to pay for child support. And a lot of times that's the case.
I mean, the conversation is inevitably going to go back to men versus women. Like, we're not trying to do that.
Hold on, stop. Khadijah, first of all, I did say mom and dad. I did say that. Good. I did say mom and dad, Khadijah. So let's not do that. But go ahead, Stats.
I mean, we're not trying to do men versus women. It may inevitably get to that point. We're trying to have a conversation of why there's the disconnect. I think, again, if she just responded to you, Mike. She just responded to you.
Khadijah. I can't put it up there.
We know you can't see.
Oh, no, Khadijah. I'm just saying, Khadijah, because you're a rebel. You know what I'm saying? I don't want BLM at my crib. I love you, Khadijah. I don't want BLM at my crib. I'm just saying, because I know you stand on business. All right, Khadijah. Go ahead.
I just think, listen. First of all, why are the relationships breaking down? Right. That's a good place to start. Mm-hmm. And then when the relationships break down, why are they breaking down to the point where the child's not the best interest in mind at that point? I think that's a good place to start. And I think Dred brought up something that was interesting.
What up, Dred?
You got to be more careful about who you sleep with. You got to vet people.
I think we're a little bit overcalibrated on that. We are. See.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
All right, go ahead.
I think we're a little overcalibrated on that. And again, in the grand scheme of things, absolutely, right? On the surface, absolutely, because that's the correct thing to say. But what about those relationships that when you have vetted, right? So we don't ever talk about that. When you have vetted, when you with this woman or this woman's with this guy, and you're with each other for 4 or 5 years, and you think you know that person, when that thing sours, think about how many marriages that you've known they've been together 15, 20 years, and then now all of a sudden they split and irreconcilable differences or whatever the case is. Now you split. Now the mom or dad is paying child support. So I don't want to hear that, oh, we have to vet, because I think we often say that and we use it as an excuse. But what about the people that do actually honestly vet each other, that seek each other out, that do the homework? Let's talk about that. We're over-calibrated on this vetting shit. We really are, because there's a lot of people out there, and it's popular to talk about. That's how you keep the podcast influencers going, because they're going to say, oh, they don't vet. That's bullshit. A lot of people do vet. So use your words. We're all calibrated on that. Let's not do that, because some people do vet. It ain't no 30-year marriages for no reason. Come on now. Hey, listen. I'm just saying.
Hi, Karen. I've never seen we've never seen you here before. Thank you for tapping in. We put your comment on the screen. Thank you for that. We appreciate
Karen.
you. Do you know Karen, Mike?
I thought I was Karen White. Superwoman, and you want me to be. That ain't Karen White. Okay. It's Karen Williams. My bad. Had a flashback. Karen. Remember, I remember Karen White, Superwoman? Hey, Karen White. Hey, I'm trying to tell you. Karen White. I'm sorry. Read the comments. Read the comments.
No. When the relationship ends, you would only hope and pray that parents are in a good space to take care of the children without involving the division of child support. Thank you, Kurt. I agree. However, there are situations such as lack of responsibility, abusive relationships, inappropriate relationships, and just unhealthy situations. And the parent has to involve the courts for proper supervision. Right. Agreed. Thank you, Karen. By the way, please subscribe to the Number Streets podcast. I'm going to put the link under your comment. Thank you.
Steph, real quick, that was phenomenal. You greeted her. You said, hey, Karen, how you doing? You read a comment. That was phenomenal.
I do that all the time. I don't understand. I do that literally every time.
You do not. Stop.
I do. Stop. Here's the thing, though. I don't think you could be over calibrated on vetting, because vetting is a continuous process. It's not just something that you do in the beginning of a relationship. It's something that you're constantly doing. Now, that doesn't mean that a relationship is going to last because of that, because people change, people evolve, people outgrow people you're in a relationship with. That stuff happens constantly. But I just think, first of all, why are you laughing, bro?
Because if I was next to Khadijah, I'll have to kick her ass. Listen, man. I'm sorry. She said not knowing the law is an excuse. She said Google is free. Everybody got a big sister, cousin, mom, or auntie that done had this same conversation with them. Like, so Khadijah, tell us what side you're on without telling us what side you're on. Let us know. But I appreciate the comments. And all joking aside, Khadijah, you make some valid points though.
And again, the reality of the situation, there's just always going to be an aggrieved party that's going to feel like it doesn't matter what you do. Like there's always going to be some salt thrown in the game. It's going to be like that. But I think the problem is that when that party engages in that behavior, they don't realize that it's just hurting the child, right? Because if you're giving them a quality of life there, but you're taking the money out of the other parties, pockets, they can't provide that quality of life at that other house. So now they're not able to live a similar life. It don't have to be the same, and then the child is hurt because of that. And then what? What happens at that point?
Well, I do know what, fellas, if you're in a 3 or 4 year relationship with a girl and you cheat, and I got a kid, summer's incoming. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Summer's incoming. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's the truth. You in a 3 or 4 relationship with a female, y'all talking about spending your life together. Y'all got a kid and you cheat, summer's incoming. Absolutely.
Well, first of all, why is there a summons coming? I don't understand.
You get something to go to court for child support. What are we talking about?
No, I understand that, but just because you cheat.
Oh, this is what we're talking about, failed relationships. This is what we're talking about. This is your subject, sir. This is what we're talking about.
The relationships in the context of child support.
Well, it is. What I'm saying is a failed relationship, it could be due to someone cheating and stepping out. And the woman said, "Oh, really? This is what you want to go ahead and do? Okay.
That's true.
That's true. Okay, well, you're gonna leave me and cheat on me? Well, I'm gonna hit you in the pockets. That's what happens. That's what happens.
But isn't that petty and spiteful though?
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely,
because that's not in the best interest of the child. I'm not condoning cheating at all.
But people in general, and one of my best friends told me this. Matt, he told me this. He said, when you maneuver with your emotions, then you have chaos. And this is what happens. People maneuver with their emotions all the time. So if a woman is hurt by someone stepping out and she's giving 110% and he steps out, oh, best believe she don't want you no more. She ain't want you no more. Hey, you know what? You want to play a game? Let me get an $850 from you per month. It's the truth though. You talked about it. And unfortunately, that does happen. That does happen.
But should it be that way though?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because again, it should be about the child first. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, either parent that pays child support, whether that's mom or dad that pays child support, and if it's an exorbitant amount, the children suffer at the end of the day. I've seen situations where guys and women pay X amount of dollars, but they can't afford to take their children out because of that, and that's unfortunate. So now it looks like one parent is slighting the other kid because the kid don't know that kid want to do certain things. They want to go out and do certain things with parents, and they can't do it. And then you get the situation, you get the manipulation started. Oh, your dad don't do this for you, your mom don't do that for you. But you got to tell the whole story, and there's context. Well, I can't do it because I got to work 2 jobs. Because first of all, let's be honest, stats. It's hard in America living off one income. It is. It just is, and that's just the way it is. It is. 2 income households. I would rather see parents that have kids work it out, but it ain't like that. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. So child support is a messy game, unfortunately, man. And I would like to hear from a woman who's getting that 800. Any woman that getting that 800, I need to hear from them. Who getting that $1250 a month?
I would actually like to hear that too.
Yeah, I would getting that $1250 a month, and their child's father, he working at 7-Eleven. I'm serious. I want to know. I want to know.
But I guess here's my question too. What do you do in a situation when the non-custodial parent spends time with the kid but can't provide for them financially?
You gotta ask the custodial parent how they feel about that. Because I know how to.
And I ask that because then should child support be involved, especially if the non-custodial parent is doing their best?
Well, then I would tell the non-custodial parent, if the custodial parent taking out child support, I would tell the non-custodial parent, go ahead and get a modification. You go get a modification, but again, you have to ask the custodial parent how they feel about that. Because some women say, I don't care about the money. Yeah, I got a child support order. It ain't much, whatever the case is. I just want my child's father to spend time with the kid. Because let's be honest, the kid only really cares about if dad or mom's around. They don't care what they do. They don't care. They don't care what they do. As long as you're around spending time. And so I would say that's a question for a custodial parent to answer. How do they feel if the father can't provide? But then again, moms or dads that has, sole custody or whatever the case is, they're gonna tell you, hey, little Johnny, he eating up everything in the fridge. Now he in a 40. He in a 40 pants and a 4X.
Right. Kids grow and they grow very fast, and their kids are very expensive. So they require money. There's no way around that. Like
ain't no shirts going on sale because you're spending time with the kids. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. Ain't no stress going to sell to you because you spend the quality time. And
Yeah,
that's what some people will tell you. They need the
that's
money.
what I'm saying.
So it's tough. I'm making a joke of it, but it's tough. You know, I see parents who need the support, who need it. I just that, you know, it's hard to differentiate sometimes because you got so many bad apples in that situation that's abusing the system. We kind of filter in the people that are actually doing the right thing, and that's unfortunate. You know, that's unfortunate. You know, that's unfortunate. And then one more thing, Stats. I said it earlier today that I think that the fathers that are doing good, that are doing what they're supposed to do, they're paying for the sins of the bad dads. They're paying their debt. Because sometimes what happens is a mom or whomever or dad, whomever, can be in a failed situation. They could have went through the ringer. They could have went through the depths of hell. They got a good guy now, but their past trauma will say, "Hey, nah, oh, you gonna leave? I'm gonna hit you in the pockets." And dude or woman, they're good. They're genuinely a good person, but they're being hurt because of your past shit. That happens. Unfortunate.
Rap brought up an interesting point. Joint custody doesn't always mean that you still don't have to pay child support, though. Because if it could be 60-40, 65-35, 55-45.
I can speak to that. I can speak to that. So with joint custody, the thing is, and Rat, you're listening, it's more so, and he makes a good point, but it's more so about your physical time with your child. I can have joint custody. I had joint custody with Kayla, joint custody, but it's all about joint physical state. Right now, luckily with Kayla's mom, we had a situation where we worked things out. Like we worked it out and said, okay, this is what this is going to be. I don't care when you come get her. Hey, come get her. So we worked that out. But when you have joint custody, it doesn't establish the physical part of it. And that's the thing. You have to establish a physical part with your child. So if I say Stats, if I say I get Sky 1 week and the mom gets it the other week, now you're establishing a precedence where I have physical time with my child. So now when you go before the court and the court says, hey, well, how many days you have Sky? Well, I got Sky 4 days out the week. Mom got a 3, and we switch it up. Then that works. Now what happens is, then they say, hey, well, how much does this person makes? How much that person makes? And then that's when you get that order. But again, it depending upon how much you make and depending upon how much the woman makes, yeah, you can still be paying child support, but I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be $800 a month. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be something manageable because now the court looks at, okay, he's taking care of his child. I gotta account for the lights, the gas, all those are basic essentials the child needs when he's with dad or when he's with mom. And what people do is they go to court and say, well, I want joint custody. Oh, fine, you can have joint custody. But how many days you got? And that's the issue. That's the issue. Ask any lawyer that is the issue. But hey, I ain't Johnny Cochran. But I'm just telling you, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
And a lot of people don't understand that it's based on the time that you spend overnight. So
yes.
if you're watching this and you didn't know that, child support obviously is based on income, but it's based on the amount of days that the child stays with you overnight.
And it doesn't hurt if you're putting the child on your health insurance. That weighs heavily.
That helps too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah.
So, but again, I don't necessarily know if any of that addresses the real issue. Why is it that consistently, just because the relationship ends, we go directly to child support instead of trying to work it out? Because that's what my post was about. Child support is for parents that are inactive, not for failed relationships.
Right.
So that's the crux of the issue. Why is it that? And I think this is the point where we need to be real and actually discuss what that because to me that's the issue. Now you may feel it's not the issue, and that's fine. But why is that child support like? Why is it like that? Why?
I I think a lot of it is depending upon who got hurt. And again, ladies, please don't have BLM in my crib. I'm just saying from what I've seen. I just think that when a relationship fails, I think there's some bitterness, especially if you're a woman or even a man, and you love her and you're hurt because you've seen a future with this person, and you realize now that your household is now going to be part of the Census Bureau. You know, is dad in the home? You know, they come around every 10 years and knock on your door. Was the dad around? Your dad ain't there. And for them, excuse me, and I think a lot of women have they have family in mind, right? They have family in mind, and they want family. I really do believe that some women out there want family. I think guys want family, but that dynamic gets broken by maybe differences, maybe what people say growing apart. And I just think that when you have a failed relationship, I just think some women go into survival mode. Like, hey, like again, like I said earlier, you're in a two-income household. Now you're being stripped down to one. And they're thinking to themselves, like, yo, I have to take care of Johnny. I got to take care of Maria. I got to take care of these kids. And I don't have the man around anymore. And again, he's there, but he's not there. He's not physically there every single day. You see what I'm saying? You know, every single day. Now think about this, stats. One works third shift, one works morning shift. No child care. None.
Yeah.
None, right?
And if you don't have children, child care is one of the most expensive. Listen, don't have no kids. If you two parents, if you one of you might as well just quit your job because you that's free child care. That's how expensive child care is.
So think about what I'm saying, Stat. So now mom is thinking that okay, I was working in the morning, dad came home at night, he picked the kids up from school, took them to the bus stop or whatever, or I took them to the bus stop on my way to work or school on the way to work. Now I don't have that anymore. So now I gotta pay $250 a week or $185 a week for my kids to go to daycare, or I gotta find an auntie or someone or whomever, a mom to watch the kids. And you know, mom gonna charge you. Mom, your mama probably got her own daycare, but she gonna charge you too. I got a business to run. She gonna charge you too. You know, she ain't gonna charge you the regular rate, but she gonna charge you. So women think about that. They think about those particular things, right? And I think for some women, when a relationship fails, they go to survival mode. Survival, mother instinct, survival instincts. I gotta make sure that my kids are taken care of. Food, clothes, lights. Kids want stuff. Kids want all these things, and they want the quality of life that they were able to have when dad was around. Now, because think about it, dad's no longer there. Now, dad got to take care of himself. He needs a roof over his head. He needs a room for Maria and Johnny. He needs those things. He needs to have his car. He needs to do those things. So again, I get it. So even though the relationships fail, I think a lot of women go into survival mode because their life changes. So I don't want to say it's all bitterness. Some of it is, but we have to give some women grace in situations like this because again, the dynamic has changed in the household. We have to be honest with it. We have to be honest. Can't put it no way better than that, Stats.
That was actually very eloquent of you.
Hey, Hollywood,
I expected you to say something where we would never get signed by anybody ever.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you did. You must have been watching Iyanla Vanzant.
Van Zants. Yeah, Van Zants. I've been watching Van Zants. Listen, man. Hey, I'm just giving you the real. Man.
First of all, there's no S on the end of her name.
Okay. All right.
There's no S.
All right, my bad.
I agree with you. It's not just bitterness. I agree with you wholeheartedly. There is survival mode, right? And the motherly instinct is strong, right?
Right.
So like they immediately go into how am I gonna be able to take care of this kid?
Yeah, Mika. Hey, we don't get it twisted now. I got a little something. Got a little something upstairs now. Go ahead.
But the survival instinct comes at a cost because now when you have the survival instinct, sometimes logic escapes you. Sometimes people not just women, sometimes people go into survival mode, and when you go into survival mode, your guard is up. And when your guard gets up, then there are credible solutions to these things.
Absolutely.
The other party may not be trying to not take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Mhm.
But if you're in survival mode, then like an example, and I see this a lot. One of the parents put so many obstacles in the way for the other parent that the other parent, quote unquote, gives up.
Well, giving up is never an option when you have a child. And
it's
Right.
not. And it's
Right.
not. And it's not. I agree with you.
But let's talk about just that's a different conversation on a different note, what you just stated. I'm talking
Okay.
about the fair relationship part and dealing with the survivor, because you was going somewhere with that.
But the survival mode can lead to irrationality, is my point.
It can.
Which is why I go back to that conversation needs to happen, right? Just because one party leaves the other doesn't mean I'm leaving the child. But if you get into survival mode right away without thinking rationally, then now there could be a situation that's created where it's not even necessary.
But I think when you're talking about making illogical decisions and just making sudden brash decisions based on a breakup, again, let's be honest and let's be a realist about the situation, depending upon the nature of the breakup. Because a woman will say this, and woman back me up. And again, depends on the breakup, the dynamic of the breakup. If God go out there and cheat and just out there just passing it around to all the women out there, right? And he's doing that. A woman will say, well, he wasn't thinking about family. He wasn't thinking about family. He wasn't thinking about how this dynamic is now broken up now. And now, again, he's not thinking about John. He's not thinking about Maria. He was thinking about himself. So what she's saying is that how can I now trust that? How can I have that conversation with this particular person about our family structure and what our family will look like after that? Because now the trust is gone. So there's layers to this. The trust is gone. She's thinking, hey, the trust is gone. I can't trust you. You were doing all this stuff behind my back. Yes, it's in the best interest of the child dealing with that. But he wasn't thinking about what's in the best interest of the children because now daddy's no longer there. We have to have honest conversations, bro. And some women think like that. And again, I can't just be against the woman in situations like this. Again, now we do have some other instances where bitterness does overtake everything. But in that particular situation, I don't know, Stats. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily a solution for that. But is the survival mode, because you mentioned a few things there, Mike, that I found fascinating. Is the survival mode for the child, or is the survival mode to maintain a life that you had before?
Both.
Okay.
One intertwines with the other. Both.
But should you be able to maintain a lifestyle if the relationship failed?
Let's take it like this. Let's just say for example that mom works a job. Let's say dad's the breadwinner. Let's say dad's bringing them $80,000 a year. Mom got a job at a department store, $18-19 an hour. No big money, because dad told her, hey, get a little part-time, get a little something. A little part-time, get a little something. She want to do something. Now he leaves. Yeah, now it's about the survival. Now it's about, okay, $80,000 just walked out that door. Not thinking about me, not thinking about Maria, and not thinking about little Johnny. And there's a Maria and a little Johnny out there. I apologize, but I'm so fascinated with Maria and little Johnny. So dad didn't think about that. So now you got $80,000 walking out that door. So yes, it is about survival. It is about the children. I got to think about these kids now because dad is gone. Because remember, when dad leaves, dad also has to maintain his quality of life as well. Irregardless of his mistakes or his transgressions, he still has to think about himself because now he's created a situation. Now he has to find a way out of it. That's all I'm saying.
But wouldn't that matter how the relationship ended?
Yeah, but this is the point I'm making. It does matter how the relationship ends. And what I'm saying is, mommy is thinking about, hey, I gotta survive. I have to worry about these kids. So it's both, Stats. She's worried about both because now $80,000 or whatever, half that income is walking out the door. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't. So again, now if you have a okay, Karen White back on. Okay. Now you know that I ain't good at reading all this now.
We know because of your glasses. Take your glasses off.
Active in every aspect of their life. I will have to remain together. However, I never treated the father with respect. I can't. I cut off. She said out of concern for.
I don't see any other part.
Okay. The money to take care of the basic food, clothing, shelters. I have also always sacrificed to make sure the children always come first. But see, that's fascinating right there. But see, I don't know all the ins and outs of that. We don't need to know that, right? But I appreciate her responding to that.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Usually in that instance, though, if one party left the other, that party doesn't hold anything against the other one in terms of child support. It's usually when they get left when that becomes an issue in terms of weaponizing what we were talking about earlier. But in that case, Mike, again, I think it would matter how the relationship ended. I really do. Right.
Well, what Bird said, 50-50 custody, no matter what the breakup was, relationship didn't work, but you still can be a great father to your kids. 50-50 custody, you don't pay child support. And Bird, I would disagree. 50-50, you can still pay child support depending upon how much, depending upon your income. Bird, you make $130,000 a year and your girl makes $18,000, you're paying child support.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it ain't gonna be much.
Yeah.
But you're gonna pay something.
You're gonna pay child support.
You're gonna pay something.
You're gonna pay child support.
But again, man, I just think, as you stated, stats, it's about how the breakup goes, man. I wish that, when a breakup does happen like that, that a woman is saying, okay, he wasn't for me, or he said she wasn't for me, but we still got Maria and Lil Johnny. Let's talk about the kids. But let's be honest though, it's hard to have that conversation when something like that is so fresh, right? Especially if you're not thinking about working it out, and let's not even talk about couples therapy, because black people ain't going to therapy. Not all of them. They ain't going to therapy. Because a black woman tell you quick, what the hell I need to talk about my problems to a therapist? This motherfucker cheated on me. We don't need no couples counselor for that. What you cheat for? Put your dick in your pants. That's what they gonna say. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, man. I've seen it all, bro. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all.
Well, you are 67, so I'm sure you have.
Stop it. You need to stop. Hey, that's a rolling joke, man. You need to stop that. You need to stop that. Been 67. I definitely need to be in the bed. I should have been in the bed by now.
Yeah. Is the child support system broken?
It is.
Okay.
It's definitely broken. But also too, I think that people don't have enough knowledge of the law. And I think a lot too is that a lot of guys or women, when they're put in a situation where they get that summons or that child enforcement letter, they panic and don't know what to do, or they don't have the means in order to take care of a child where your child can stay overnight. They don't, right? And unfortunately, a lot of people just don't have that. And to be honest with you, to let people know, you don't need to have your own crib to get 50-50 custody split. The only thing you need is for your child to have a bed. That's it. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people do not know that. You don't need your own apartment, your own crib. Oh, you don't need that. You could be staying with mama or daddy, or staying with your uncle. As long as when they come over and they see that your kid has a bed, you're good. That's it. That's all that it really takes. But a lot of people don't take the time. They think they gotta have my own crib. I gotta have all this money. You don't gotta have all that. You don't. You don't have to have all that. As long as you're not, endangering the welfare of your child, as long as you don't have any sketchy people around your children or anything like that, listen, man, you can do it. Any woman, man or woman. I know Khadijah looking. Man or woman, Khadijah. Man or woman, it can happen.
How can it be fixed though to where it's palatable for both parties? If you were made, I don't know, child support president for one day, or the president, over Joe Biden. How would you fix child support? Because I actually have some solutions.
Well,
but-
go ahead and share them, Stats, because I mean no one's ever asked me that, but that's a great question.
So what I would do, I think the child support card is a good idea.
Mhm.
We're going to put everything up there and we can track it. We need to see what goes towards the child first and foremost. So I would do that. It needs to be itemized. We need to see everything that is spent on this child.
But that's a bit dicey, though. Don't you think, Stat? It's a bit dicey, though, because like I said, a child can need a woman or a young girl as she get older and her body starts to develop and she starts having these menstrual things. There's a lot of things a child would need, right?
That's fine. That's fine. I mean,
anything.
That
just
stuff.
Anything.
I'm not saying it doesn't count. I'm not
Right.
saying, but I think that putting it on the card would be that's the first thing for me. I would also have required mediation between the parents. Required mediation.
Based on what though? You talking about every week or just before the order is awarded? Because you have mediation anyway. Is that what you mean?
I would say before, and I would also everybody doesn't go to mediation either because it's not mandatory. So I would say, and I would say required before, and I would say every 2 or 3 months, every quarter, once a quarter.
I like that.
And I would say, because that's how you post check. That's how you stay abreast of what's going on. If there are any changes financially, or anything that's changed financially. I mean, anything that's changed from emotional to physical to mental to emotional, all of that. So I think those would be my two things. This one's going to be a bit harder, but I think we have to find a way to remove bias against men in child support.
I think that when you,
and that's hard. I know.
So,
but
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, maybe to come up with something, I don't know off the top of my head because I'm just saying this off the top of my head, but something to make it a bit more objective. I don't know how you would do that.
I just think put a Trav or Jamal's comments up that I think Jamal said it, that Trav said. He said, "Try to beat me to it, men just give up their rights." And I think a lot of it too, though, while the child support system may be unfair, and what you stated about if you were the president for one day on child support, you made some great points. But I think what Trav stated, what Jamal said, Trav stated, is that men give up their rights. So when you stand before the judge, and you haven't done the necessary things to fight for your child, you make it very easy for the judge to award custody or whatever dollar amount and child support to the mom or the dad, whomever is the primary caregiver at that point. Because again, men do give up their rights. A mediator can keep it out of the court, but in order for you to have mediation, you have to have two willing parties to do so. Because we can go to mediation and attempt to talk and have a conversation, but at the end of the day, if no one's willing to let their feelings aside, because let's be honest, when you're in court and you're in mediation for whatever the situation is, there's going to be some feelings. There's going to be some there's going to be some words thrown around depending upon what it is, because you're not going to really see two people go to court and it's kumbaya when you're dealing with child support. Let's just truthfully be honest with you. I haven't seen very many cases like that. You know what I mean? Well, Jamal, yeah, you got to know the law, but that's another thing too. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. But that's what you stated about the the bias for men. I don't know that's gonna fly. You're gonna get it. You're the president. You're gonna get impeached. So listen, man. I don't know.
Well, why am I getting impeached?
Man, that last one, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna vote you. I mean, well, you got to get voted in. I don't know if they're gonna vote you in on that one. That last, you had me on the other ones. I don't know about that last one. I just think that mediation is good. But we also I don't know if I don't know Jamal or Bird, one of y'all. I don't know if the child support calculations needs to be changed because and again, a lot of it is, and I think Jamal or Trav brought it up about the primary caregiver. We can't establish a primary caregiver until we establish what the custody split is at the end of the day. So start there, right? Again, Jamal, Bird, let me know if I'm wrong. You have, in order for me to be a primary caregiver, you have to establish a custody split at some point, right? So if I got 60% shared physical custody and my child's mother got 40%, I'm considered a primary caregiver. I'm considered, hey, I got the primary physical residency is what my child's gonna be. So we have to establish that first. There you go. And Bert, I said that earlier. When the child is born, we automatically assume that the children go with the mom. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. But again, it's about the men sometimes relinquishing that responsibility onto the mom. Because again, unfortunately, some men are conditioned that way. Or we've been told that, hey, the mom is going to, but it's not always the case. But like Trav said, get ahead of it. And I couldn't agree more. Yeah, but Bird, if you say that, let me know how that works, because the only thing that I know about that is if that person has, because you have to have, the child has to be, the mom or dad's going to have primary physical custody. That's where the child resides at. I don't know if you can do that with a 50-50 split.
That would be very hard.
Yeah, that's with a 50-50 split. 52-48, I got you. I've been through the court system, so I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, Berg. It definitely seemed like you and Mark know what you're talking about, but please help me understand that.
I think what guys got to understand, Bird and Jamal, everybody who goes to court doesn't always get favorable results. Like
but I think just showing up. I think showing up is the first part, though, bro. I really think showing up is the first part. Some people's experiences may have been different. Let me start that. Let me just say that. Right? Because the mom or whomever has a lawyer or dad has a lawyer, it could be an uphill battle. It really can be.
And I think it's first of all, court's expensive. So it's not practical to always do that.
Well, Greg, definitely tell your story, man. You got to tell your whole story, but 11 custody cases for just one child. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough right there. I can only imagine.
It just frustrates me when I see people say that. Just go to court. It's not that simple.
Well, Bird, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Stan. That's what I'm saying, Bird. Whatever address the child's under is a primary caregiver. But Bird, but you have to establish primary physical custody at that point. You have to. But on a 50-50 split, I just don't know. Yeah, I got you, Bird. I got you, man. I got you. I definitely got you, bro.
And that's another thing, but that goes back to my bias too. Like, not my bias, but the bias against men. Like, yeah, showing up is great, but I just don't think that court is the panacea for all of these solutions, which is why I think handling out of court is the best. And That's a good one, though, Bird. That's a great one. Who got the address with the better school? That's a really good one.
How do you determine who got the better school, though?
They actually have school ratings. They actually have school ratings. Yes, they do.
Okay,
they do.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
like, so if you Google, like if you go to a certain I forgot the website, but you can actually look at all the schools in the city, and it'll tell you which ones are more highly rated than others.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still homeschooling Sky.
Huh?
I'm a homeschool Sky. Can you see that? We homeschooling Sky?
No, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Stop.
Please don't do that.
Stop.
But you see what I'm saying? Court is not the panacea to all of this. And while it helps, there's a whole bunch of factors involved, and that involves the human emotions of who's adjudicating that decision.
Right. I would have loved to hear more ladies chime in on it, because I think that Karen, she chimed in, that's actually, getting the child support, and I want to know what drove a woman or a man, and if there's a guy out there that's getting child support from a woman, I want to know what
I would love to hear that. Yes.
What drives your decision to say, hey, I need child support? I think because we need to hear from people that's actually going through it, though. You know what I mean? So yeah. He said, hey, Bird, I don't think I'm gonna lose. I ain't lost yet, brother. Well, not in the way that I hear some cases, man. I'll just say that, man. I'll just say that.
Well, Greg said he get child support from his baby mom. Greg, you mind telling us more about that? You can either type it in the comments, or actually I'll send you the link, and you can.
I just want to know his decision in doing that. Like, what drives the decision to do that? You know what I mean? Because that's unique when you hear a man get child support. It happens a lot. We just don't hear it as often, that they get child support from the mom. You know what I mean? So that's the thing.
And maybe Bird, but we're not trying to be divisive here. I've said it. I do think that the child support, it does favor women. I've said that. Mike may not say it. I said I stand on it. But I do think that there could be solutions for both parties.
Yeah, I think men say child support is unfair, and I get it. It is. Child support is unfair in a lot of situations. But I also have to we also have to be understanding to a lot of the women that's actually going out for these cases, because again, every situation is different. And I'm not talking about the woman that use the child support as a weapon to get back at their baby daddy because he don't stuck with their best friend. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the mom that really was in a fruitful and it had vision of marriage and their relationship, and it soured for whatever reason, or the guy may have done something wrong. Those cases do happen. We cannot ignore that. We're looking at it from a standpoint where we said that the guy was wrong with it. That happens. I am talking about from a logical standpoint where it's soured and the mom is like, wow, I work days, my man works nights. We had this thing perfectly going. Now she is stuck because let's be truthfully honest. Let's be honest. When a man leaves the house, he ain't taking them damn kids with him. He's not. No. When a man leaves the house and the woman and man breaks up, a lot of the time the man's not taking his kids with him to move with him. Let's be honest. Let's stop this shit, bro. Let's stop this shit.
I don't know.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Let's stop the shit now. Not all of them, bro. Not all of them. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And this is the reason why we're here. Let's be truthfully honest with it. When a man leaves a career and they break up, he not getting an apartment and taking his kids with him. Not all the time. Because if he did that, a lot of them will be on child support. Let's be honest with it. Come on, let's stop this. That's not always the case, Stats. It's not. Some instances, yes. Some instances, yes, but not the majority of the time, no. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
I'm not saying, or I wasn't trying to say that, but I'm with Greg. I don't think most men have a choice to
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that Greg's wrong. Greg, no, he's not in some instances. But I will argue and say, when you are in a breakup, right? And this is why I say men are conditioned to follow this unwritten rule that the kids stay with the mom. So if you all break up, who has custody? No one has custody. So why can't you take your kids? Why can't you? That's a real law now. Why can't you take your kids? They just choose not to. So there's no rule that you can't take your kids. There's been no custody agreement or custody order approved by the court where if y'all break up, you can't take little Johnny with you. There isn't. We choose not to do that. And Jamal, this is what I said. Thank you, Jamal. And this is what I said earlier. And that's why when they go before a judge or they don't go at all because they feel like they don't have the leverage or in the shape or have the means or basic essentials to do that. And I said that earlier. Thank you.
Well, yeah, but
Jamal, that's incorrect. The mother does not have custody if you're not married. That's incorrect.
Nobody has
absolutely. That's absolutely unequivocally. That's incorrect.
Yeah,
incorrect.
That is no. You don't have custody until you file.
That's incorrect.
You don't have custody until you file. Nobody has custody until you file.
That's why when y'all break up, she tell you to get out. All right, come on, little Johnny. Come on, little Maria. Let's go.
Yeah. She
can call the cops all she wants to. The cops gonna say that's them his kids. Do what he want.
Now, Jamal, I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know North Dakota laws, so I can't speak to that. He said up here they have custody, but I don't know if that's true or not.
No. I won't question Jamal. He said the state has custody.
Yeah, I can't speak to that.
Yeah. But I just think it's like that's no matter where you go with it, man. It's dicey at best, man. It's dicey. It's dicey.
I mean,
dicey,
but that's what we're saying. Like, the state has custody first, right?
Yeah, but you're not taking your kids to Richmond, the city hall, and dropping them off. You ain't doing that. That's a formality.
No. What I'm saying, I mean, that was just speaking to Jamal.
I'm just saying, I know, but I'm saying that's a formality. I get that, but what I'm saying is that ain't nobody taking the kids to city hall and say, hey, you got custody. No, what I'm saying is a man or a woman has the right to take their kids whenever they choose to if there's no support order. And ain't a damn thing either parent can do about it. And that's the absolute fact. But again, I get that when you're in a heated argument, no one wants to drag kids out the house at night and do that. I get all that. But you could definitely take little Johnny and little Maria with you.
So what has to happen, Mike, for the knowing the laws helps, right? For both parties.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Knowing the laws helps. But what can happen for the gap to be bridged?
Gap being bridged. What you mean between? What you mean? Bias?
No, just the entire process. What can be done to bridge the gap so that the kid has reasonable can have a reasonable life at both houses? How can that gap be bridged?
I think mother and father have to have honest conversations with each other, because again, if it's the thing, and I'm gonna use an example. If Diana was with Fred, and Diana knew Fred was making $16 an hour, and then Fred knew Diana was making $16 an hour, and they break up and they leave, why does Diana think Fred can give her $800 a month? Let's be honest, Diana.
But at that point, I don't think Diana cares. This
goes back to
okay.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you asked me what's going to bridge it. They have to have honest conversations.
And Fred may not care either, especially if let's be honest. Like, again, that goes to the emotional part. If Diana cheated on Fred, I don't know where you're coming up with these names from, but we'll go with it. If Diana cheated on Fred and Fred gets custody, he may not care either.
But then, like Greg said, the gap will never get. What he said, the gap will never be bridged. Then, ever.
So then, kids are always going to suffer. Ever. Tamika said, I looked it up because she was curious. And in North Dakota, if the parents are married or divorced, either parent can file for custody. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying down here in Virginia, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Tamika.
Thank you. But I mean, look, it's not going to be completely bridged, but I do think it can be bridged some. I do think so. I do. Maybe I'm naive, but I do think that if the system was changed, I think that could bridge the gap. Yes, Bird, we know. Yes, we know. We just use cheated as an example. We know, man. We know. I do think that if the system was changed, I think that would bridge the gap, because if the party who's receiving the child support has to show where the money was going, things will change very, very quickly. Very quickly.
And if you don't, you don't get it.
Thank you. Thank you.
But you know who does get it? The state.
Or the parent, the non-custodial parent keeps their money.
So why don't since the children are our future, and they should be, why don't you just put the money that you give them child support in a trust for the kid?
Fine.
I'm just saying. I mean,
that's an option too. But I think the issue with that is though, assuming that the custodial parent is spending the money correctly, like that doesn't help the day-to-day needs if it's in a trust. Yeah,
that's true. Just throwing a wish in a barrel somewhere. I get it. I get it though.
You feel what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
I think that card, that child support card, changed the entire game.
Shit, people gonna get creative with that card.
How?
I don't know. They gonna get. Hey, listen, we gonna see a lot of things, man. Come on, man. Black people, what's one thing they gonna do? They can conjure up some shit. I'm just saying, bro.
You gotta have receipts. You gotta have receipts.
Yeah, but I think then you get to the point where it's like, what can you spend the money on? You know, you got clothes. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think look, clothes are fine. Like all of that stuff that the kids need are fine, right?
Furniture. So what do you deem as a luxury item as opposed to a basic need, a basic essential?
All right, okay.
And that's what it comes down to.
Okay. Kids,
so you're the president. You're the president.
Oh, I'm the president.
So go ahead.
That title sounds very good to me. President Stats.
Go ahead.
What's
the basic essentials?
Well, you said furniture. So
I'm asking. So we got clothes, food, lights, gas, water, daycare.
The lights and stuff is interesting because I pay lights at my house. I'm not saying me personally in this situation. Right. Why am I giving you money to pay lights at your house when I pay lights at my house too?
You're taking care of the kid.
But I'm taking care of the kid too.
Yeah, but we're talking about child support. The money that we're awarding to the child. They consider it. That's basic essential.
Oh, okay, fine. Right. But only thing I will push back is saying you would be paying lights anyway because you live there.
Hold on, he said the child needs bills paid, so if you can use the card on bills, you good. Okay.
Right, see, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if and see, that's why it's interesting for me because, and Greg is the first man I've ever heard say that. Usually it's the women who say that, which, that's neither here nor there. But like,
Hold on. So Bird said food, clothes, water, and recreational activities. Well, women like karaoke night. Listen.
Is it recreational activities for the kid or Mike?
But hold on. But let's be honest about this. Let's be honest. How do we differentiate that though?
Mike, stop.
Oh, okay, Mr. President. Let me know. Hey, listen. I'm just saying. I'm just, food, crab legs. It's food. It's food.
He said recreational activities for the kids.
I know, Bert. I'm messing with you, but
okay, Greg. I got you. But if it's me, if I'm the president, I don't know if bills should count. You paying bills anyway.
But they don't know about rent either, because you're paying rent anyway. See?
What? Wait, what? No.
You don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean? Lights are an essential need, basic essential. What are you talking about?
But you're paying the lights whether the kid is there or not.
So you're gonna pay the rent whether the kid is there or not either. You gotta live somewhere, right?
I didn't say anything about helping to pay the rent.
But it's the same thing. Staff, you gotta pay the light bill. You have to pay the light bill. You have to pay the rent.
All right. So if I'm the president, since I'm the president, right, and this is gonna be a big extreme.
Go ahead.
We need to find out how much extra in food you paying. How much your light bill is going up because of this?
Yo,
like
bro,
like come on, like
you gonna be sitting before Congress, bro. Like,
maybe, Maybe.
Bro, like, yo.
Well, they got term limits, and it will be because of me.
Yo, bro.
That's why. Listen, I'm half joking, but to me, that introduces a layer of ambiguity, because now it's just like, I understand what y'all are saying. Let me say that first and foremost. I fully understand what y'all are saying, but if it's for the kid, if it's for the kid, right? And why am I giving this other parent money for the same things I do at this house too?
Because it's child support.
But my point is, I'm, as the non-custodial parent, I'm not talking about me specifically, just in general. As a non-custodial parent, I'm also supporting the kid. So why am I giving you money to support the kid more when I need that money here?
So
it should be things specifically that you're doing at your house that I'm not doing here.
So what you're saying is child support should only be for food, recreational activities, childcare, clothes.
If childcare is necessary or not, yes.
Stop. Child care is necessary.
No. I mean, they may be in school, Mike. They may be in public school. You don't need to pay for that. Is my point.
Okay, but we could put it on the table just in case, right, Mr.
Yeah,
President?
I mean, you may need to pay. You may need to pay for aftercare. Sure, that's part of it too. That's
so
part of it too.
so you're saying that as far as where the mom stays with the child, because rent does go up, or if they stay in an apartment, rent goes up every year, so that doesn't matter because she lives there anyway. That doesn't matter.
I mean, why would it? Because like you said, like you're staying there, whether my kid stays there with you or not. The rent's going up. So
lights. So lights, you got to pay lights anyway.
I mean, to be fair, I mean your light bill does go up with a kid. So okay, that's understandable. I don't fully agree with that. I'm not fully on board.
But it does go up though, because the kid's going to use more light. They're playing the game.
I understand that. I mean, with me as president, I'm gonna find out what the kids use. I'm gonna find out what.
You gonna get the wattage for the kids? Like, yo, stop.
I'm gonna get the wattage for the kids.
Stop.
Kids be on their tablets anyway. That don't take away from the light bill until they put it on the charger. But that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is that food, water for the kids, right? And I mean, recreation activities, they do need to be active and things like that. Yeah, stuff like
President Steph, I got a question for you. Since you're running the whole child support system, would you be in favor of a child support cap, no matter what the incomes are? Because when you're dealing with child support, dad got to pay into it, mom got to pay into it, right? Both parents got to live. Would you be in agreement to a $600 cap in child support? And then parents will work it out.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that.
You wouldn't? A $600 cap?
Mm-mm.
So you're good with the whatever.
Because what's the custody agreement like?
Okay,
you may need more than $600.
So let's say I don't know. Let's say 60-40.
What's the incomes? That matters.
Well, that's why we're in this situation in the first place.
Well, of course.
That's why we're in the first place. So that's why I said let's put the cap on it. We're in the situation in the first place because of that.
But the income matters, because if it's 60-40, you may not. Do you even need 600 for 60-40? Depending on if the primary makes enough money.
Bird said kids don't use more power than the parents. Shit, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. See, Greg agrees with me. Child support should have a cap. I don't mean to cut you off, Stats. I don't think just because a chick gets pregnant by Puffy, she should get $200K a month because she got a lucky nut. Yeah, what is going on? What is going on, bro?
Greg, you always been a wild boy. I'm just yeah.
So Trav said 600 is 150 a week. Can you take care of your child with that? Here's the thing. You can 50-50 split. You can. Why can't you?
Yeah, I'm not touching that one.
Okay. Well, you're the president. You can't walk away from this.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not. But still, I don't know. Because
50-50 means that now I got to take little Maria and Johnny to their games, recitals. I got to pick them from school. I got to do all those things.
Okay, you touched on something. On something because now since we just including shit, what about gas? Are we gonna include that? Now we in the weeds.
Kids can't drive. They got to sit in the car anyway. Sit in the car. You got to drive yourself anyway.
But it's gas to go to. But it's gas to go to board rec now for this.
Okay, I got you.
But see, now we in the weeds. Now we in the weeds.
Well, you're the president. You got to come up with a solution.
No, I'm not including gas. No, fuck no. I want to distinguish between what the kid using what the parents use.
So taking Maria and Johnny to fucking band camp across town, that's gas.
Get him to a band camp closer. Nah, but seriously,
gas don't count.
But you see what I'm saying? How far we get into the weeds with this? Because we can put anything on kids. If we doing that, the food and the food.
But that's why I said the card may not work, Stats. Because again, they can say this is for the kids. It might not work. You go out to dinner on a Friday night.
Oh, do the kids? Is that child support too? Because I could just say, well, my kids stressed me out all week. I need to go to the movies. Let's get more into the weeds. Man, I need to go.
That's why the car don't work.
I need to go smoke this weed because little Johnny was acting up in class. Like, I mean, come on, man. How far we gonna go?
Here's a crazy question, Mr. President.
Oh God.
Do we put a PIN number on a child support card? Do we put a PIN number on a child support card so they can access cash? Put a limit on it.
You mean the kid or the parent?
No, the parent.
I don't understand what that would be for them to take out. Of course not, Greg. But I guess that's his point. You had a PIN number to take out the cash for that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Did you give them a link? It could be for anything.
But that's the point.
Hold on. Library. Listen. Library. The library fair. The book fair. You got stuff in school because Skylar got a book club, a book fair every week.
I know.
Listen, so I'm just saying stuff like that. So I'm just saying those things. I need cash. They'll say, mom always have debit card. Dad don't have a debit card or credit card. We need cash. I mean, it's a lie. That's why I say the card. I don't think the card will work.
I guess my retort to that would be, if you can produce receipts within 72 hours, yes.
Oh my God, 72 hours. Yo, that's crazy. 72 hours?
72.
Ooh.
72.
They're gonna say they don't even want the child support. after messing around with you.
But
that's
you
tough,
see,
though.
like Karen is saying, field trips, rec league.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, y'all probably not gonna vote me as
it is, Bird. Bird, it is. I agree with that, Bird. I was just trying to throw a wrinkle in there to see, okay, because they're gonna try to have the loopholes around it. But I don't think the car gonna work anyway. Just without the ATM pin.
But Greg, that's my point. You would never be able to explain it because you can explain away anything. That's my entire point.
But you can explain anyway. If I'm on Friday with my kids and I want to go to Wands, everybody at Wands on Fridays, happy hour. I can say take my kids to Wands and I can run them $125.
But see,
just like that.
But that's not a need though.
No. Food is a need.
You don't have to go to Wands to eat.
Oh, so who's hoes? And they ain't telling me where I can't go.
But that's the point.
Here we go.
But that's the point.
I'm just saying.
Look, if I'm the president,
help me out, in the comments. Help me out. I'm just saying.
Listen. if I'm the president in this scenario, and in this scenario I am the president, and you send me a receipt for some
Thank you, Tamika. Thank you.
For $120 wands tab, you get one
Here we
warning.
go. Here we go. So mom can't go to Whole Foods. She's got to go to Walmart.
No, healthy.
Whole Foods expensive as fuck.
Yes, but Whole Foods is also healthy too. So I would, I understand that. So.
Yeah, food is food. If they want to go to Wands, it's food.
Nah, food. All right. Maybe if you ain't got no choice but to eat certain things because of your income, that's fine. But if you're getting child support too, that's extra income. You don't got to eat wands.
See, Mr. President, Mr. President, this is hard, ain't it? Listen, you ain't got all the answers.
I mean, my concern would be for the people first and foremost, and for the kids. Red Lobster is not healthy, Greg. Stop. Stop.
Tamika said children need and require a lot. You can't put limits on where you're getting food. I agree with that. You can't. Yeah. You're saying
if a parent is taking
okay.
Yeah, if a parent is taking their child to Ruth Chris, can y'all put in the comments what would y'all solutions be if y'all have any? Sorry, we waited so late to ask. What would y'all solutions be if you feel there needs to be any? But yeah, Mike,
it's tough, but it's tough, man. Like I said, child support, man, is broken in many different ways, man. But I just think that it can be fought on both sides. I think men definitely got gripes, and I can understand women in terms of feeling like, hey, I need help. Now maybe they don't deliver that message in a manner where we can receive it well, or men can receive it well, because a lot of times it may come across as they're emotional about it, and it may seem like, oh, they're being bitter, but behind all that, when you peel back the layers, it's like, hey, I gotta survive. We're no longer together. You left, and it's like, now I gotta work it out, figure it out. Because like you said, Stats, if they're not having those conversations, then what is one to do if you're not having that conversation? And it's not a conversation of substance. You gotta make a decision. That's all. You gotta make a decision. As a woman, you have to make a decision, and men too, if they're put in that position as well. That's all.
Well, I'm making a decision on the child support card. It's in. Sorry.
So no wands.
No.
Okay. Busch Gardens. You can get the food. Can you swap the food at the little joints to get your Dippin' Dots? I know them Dippin' Dots now. I'm just saying, you can't do that. It's for the kids.
I mean, but see, that's my point. You can explain anything away to kids. You can.
So you want basic, you want basic, draw a hard line, basic essentials: food, water, fruit. That's what you want.
Isn't that what child support is supposed to be?
So you see what I'm saying? So you see on walls, and then you sit in the audit team to their crib. Yeah.
I'm sitting in the SWAT team.
Yo, that's crazy.
I'm not sitting in the SWAT team, but
that's
again,
crazy.
but that's the point, though, Mike. That's excessive. And I'm not even saying like you gotta just eat at McDonald's. Like McDonald's is unhealthy. Every now and then it's fine to have, but like little Timmy don't need to always be eating McDonald's.
I like what Jamal said though. You put Jamal comment up there.
You talking about this one?
Yeah, I love that comment right there. I love that.
I don't necessarily know if the conversations are. I mean, maybe they are.
I love what Bird said too. Yeah, I think all the guys, and even the women that's been commenting. I mean, it's been on point. This just tells me that we need to have more conversations about it and come up with solutions, man. And then of course, Jamal, Bird, Greg, it's like they know a lot about everything that's going on in the child support system, the court system, and like if you have that knowledge and you've been through it, or that someone has been through it, that's going through it, man, help them out. Let them know what they need to do, man, and that also helps too.
And I think that's one of the things for me where it's just like share your knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, share. I mean, definitely share your knowledge, man. But I think the first step in, and again, if you're gonna, now I think you said it earlier about the vetting, and I think vetting is important. I say it's overcalibrated, but I think if you are gonna have a baby with someone, hey man, just know, hopefully somewhere down the line, maybe y'all choose to get married, or what you should be getting married first any damn way. Let's start there.
I mean, I think that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, but yeah, but you still should be getting married anyway.
Yeah, ideally, but
ideally, right? Ideally, it's not realistic. It's not always realistic.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Jamal picked the right person. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We all think they right when we pick them until they're not.
Until they're not. Right. That's what I'm saying. That vetting thing, that vetting people is overcalibrated. I'm trying to tell y'all. It is. You just said it.
I'm just saying we all think it's the right person until it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. The next thing you know, you paying $200,000 a month child support. I'm just saying. That's crazy. And then I think the one thing that's really, really messed up though about child support is when you have a child and you win a case by default with no blood test, or not even that though. When, how can I say this? You're in the court and the baby's not yours, and you signed a birth certificate because you thought you were doing the right thing, but you still stuck on the hook for that $500 a month because you signed a birth certificate. That's tough. That shit is broken. That shit is broken. That shit's broken. That shit is broken.
A lot of this stuff is broken, Mike. Unfortunately,
no, that shit's broken.
You see what Tamika said, right?
What you say?
They're yours now.
See, all right, Tamika. Where's my block button here? Yo, that's crazy, Tamika. That's crazy. That's crazy. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm doing the right thing by being there as a man should, and I found out 9 years later the baby ain't mine because she went out here and had a girls' night in Miami, and so now I want to hook for a baby that's not mine. That's tough. That shit's tough. That's tough. That shit tough. And you doing the right thing, holding it down, working, bought a house, everything. And little Johnny and yours.
I agree with Greg. All babies should have a blood test.
I agree with that too.
Yep.
I agree with that too.
Wholeheartedly.
The judge will do what's best for the kids. Well, doing what's best for the kids, not saying, hey, judge need to tell the kid that you need to go find your daddy. Tell your mom to go find your daddy, your real daddy. That's what's best for the kid, because the kid gonna grow up fucking resenting his mother eventually.
Yep.
Bingo.
And there's not a perfect solution to this except for my card, child support card.
That shit is not gonna work. That shit is not gonna work, bro. That ain't gonna work. They gonna use that like a fucking credit card. They going out to eat. They going to Dave and Buster's. They doing whatever. They going to paint and sip with your shit. Yo, that card ain't gonna work, bro. Unless you decline it. Unless you declining transactions that are not quote unquote family or kid friendly. But shit, paint and sip is not really kid friendly though. It's not kid friendly. Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe there's a way that you the merchant has a code or something that you put in. I'll figure it out. Well, if they selling the funds like they do food stamps, then that's the problem anyway. And if they lose the card, hey, you better hey.
That's on them. But then it goes to your point. They lose the card and they see all these charges at Legacy. And you want receipt in 72 hours, and they lost their card. Then what?
I mean, we can see it online. It'd be a website.
But what if they say they lost their car? You like, nah, you really went to the club?
Oh, we gonna have fraud checking into that.
Yeah.
Because it's always gonna be people that's gonna try it. We gotta vet you. We gonna assume positive intent. Shout out to Capital One. That's where I learned it from. Assume positive intent. But you know, we find out that's jail time. We ain't playing with that.
Oh, wow. So now you putting moms and dads in jail if they want to get a bottle of teleport on the child support card.
Why are they getting alcohol? Come on, Mike.
I'm just saying.
Come on, Mike.
You can make a mistake. You can make a mistake. Put out the wrong card. You can make a mistake.
That's true.
You can make a mistake. You just never know. I'm just giving people the benefit of the doubt. That's all.
You could make a mistake. I understand that happens. Like I mean,
Greg made a good point. Put his comment up there.
Do I pay taxes on stuff with the child support card? Like what do you mean? Can you mind going in a bit deeper with that?
Did you get taxed? What do you mean?
Oh, do you get taxed on stuff?
Yes.
I hadn't thought about that. Do you get taxed on child support now? If the answer is yes, then yes. Greg, I don't know. That's a serious question. I don't receive child support, so I couldn't answer that.
Yeah, food stamps don't get taxed. That's true. They don't get taxed. Food stamps don't get taxed.
Okay. Well then, it's the food. But my food stamp card wouldn't. Well, I look at it like this because I don't put it in the same category as food stamps because to me it's different. Because it's actual child support that you're getting. Do you get taxed on that? But you're just putting it on a card. That's all. You're just putting it on a card. So if child support doesn't get taxed, then no. It's a great question, though. Well, that's true. It is income. Well, damn. Yeah. Well, if it's well, I guess you would be. Sorry, Greg. I mean, food does the car have a Visa or MasterCard logo? We might actually use
I think it has to have one on there.
I mean, it would have to because then you'd have to be able to use it in places that accept MasterCard or Visa. So yes, it would have a MasterCard or Visa logo. Yes. Food stamps are in the support of the child, except for the parents who try to sell them every month. But that's a different story. Why you say that, Greg? That's interesting. Why you say that? I just I just want to try to make it as right as possible, Mike. I don't think there are many great solutions. Can I claim the child on my taxes if I'm paying child support? Isn't that what happens now?
No, for child support.
That's what Bird asked.
Absolutely not. The mom is going to claim the child. The primary caregiver. The
primary custodial parent does.
Or where the physical custody resides, primary physical custody resides.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. I mean, great questions though, because
I also think that was something I would amend too. So thank you for bringing that up. I'm definitely amending that. Like you don't just the primary custodial just don't get the taxes every year. They're gonna make them alternate. You're alternating every year.
Man, you definitely about to get banned, bro.
Yeah.
You out of here, bro. You out of here.
I'm alternating that.
You out of here, bro.
I'm just saying.
But nah, this was great stuff tonight, man. We've been on 2 hours?
Close to it. I'm hungry, so it's time to go. Yeah.
You get your card. Get your card. Get your card. Oh, can we get the card on DoorDash or Uber Eats?
Well, there's a new comment. Thank you, Mr. Tucker, Johnson Tucker. People are gonna stop. Well, I wouldn't say that because that's why they instituted. That's why they removed some of the abortion laws because people are actually not having kids because it's so expensive. I think it was Alabama, a few other states too. Thank you, Bird. Hey, Greg, don't vote for Trump, man. Like, I would make the economy better too without the xenophobia and the misogyny and the racism and all of that, and fair child support. Actually, that would be. I would have all the men votes.
That is right. That is right, Jamal. The mother lets you claim him during the court condition about. Yeah, you're right about that. That's also true. That's true. I think we're in consensus though. That's like we got solutions to. We can come up with solutions for child support, but there's never going to be a right answer on both sides. You know, the person that wants to get child support, the one that's paying it, is always going to be, you know, something said against it or for it. So it's like, what do? You just keep having a conversation.
You got to draw the line somewhere. Everybody's not going to be happy.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. They're not.
Well, that's true too, Greg. It is more women than men. So yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, man. You know, fellas, women, you know, ladies, just, you know, hey, listen, man. If you have a child with somebody, man, at least try to work it out for the greater good of the kid, man. If you can.
Thank you. If you didn't take anything from us that we said, obviously the stats for president stuff is a joke. I would really do the card though, but stats for president is a joke. But you know, let's try to work this stuff out for the kids. Yeah, I agree with you, Bird. Like that downtown Newport News Chinese food now, their arteries would be blocked from that, but hey, it's really good.
I can see people now buying flights to Miami. I can see it now. I got the MasterCard Visa logo. I can see it now. The card is a bad idea, bro. It is. It is. I'm telling you, that junk is gonna be a disaster. It's a disaster. But you know, hey, we could try to. You the president, so
yeah. I'm
your vice president. Your vice president trying to tell you don't do it, but you ain't listening to me. They're gonna run us both out of office.
Yeah, they're gonna get me out of there.
Yeah, Candace Parker. Yeah, hey Jamal, you right about that. Yeah, Candace Parker, she's a menace, yo.
What'd she do?
No, I'm just saying she's what's the name though? She's smart though.
What did she do?
No, he said Candace Parker. I'm thinking of the other lady. I'm thinking of Candace Owens.
Yeah.
But not shit. I mean, you can say what you want about Candace Owens. I mean, she got her ways about her, but she's smart though. She's smart. She got her ways about her. She do.
I just think that's an example of intelligence comes in many different forms.
Absolutely.
And on that note, just want to shout out our Mike, I hate you, and Jamal, I hate you for bringing up Candace Owens. Virginia Villains, y'all go check them out, man. 12975 Jefferson Avenue, Suite 101 in Newport News. Check out their Facebook page, their Instagram page, man. They got good stuff there. Also, Finesse Dress, man. Y'all check out their Facebook page, man. These are our sponsors. Please support them as you would us. The Brotherhood Hoop League coming soon. Virginia Neptune, Saturday at 2 p.m. Our next episode will likely be Thursday because Stretch and I have practice tomorrow. Mike, did you have anything else?
I want to know real quick. I know we're talking about the child support and stuff like that and all that. Great show. Appreciate all the participation from the ladies, the guys. All your answers are, everyone that gave great advice. I think it was probably one of our best segments. But that's real quick though. Hampton win tonight?
Yep. Oh, that's right. Hampton boys and girls won tonight, so congratulations to them. They're moving on in states.
What about Mitchville?
I didn't find out. If anybody knows Mitchville won, please let me know or let us know. But yeah, I don't know about Mitchville. I don't know about them. Okay. So someone please let me know if that's the case. Look for us Thursday. And Mike, you got anything else before we go?
So the last time I checked, Princess Anne was 55, Minchville 46 with 2:30 left. That was 3 hours ago. Kiki had posted that on his page. So they were down 9 with 2:30 left. So take that as you wish. He didn't put the final score. So I'm assuming Mitchell didn't win, but who knows? They could have had a miraculous comeback. But no, man, great show, man.
I just looked at the score. Princess Anne beat Minchville 62-50.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, appreciate everybody, you know, like I said, tuning in to us, man. It's always good when we can do a special impromptu episode. I kind of like this though when we do this, man.
Yeah, me too.
So I like these.
Me too.
But yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate everyone. You know, love y'all, and like
Thank
I said,
y'all, man. Appreciate
we're gonna do more stuff like this, man.
Yeah, peace and love to everybody, man. Thanks for supporting. Y'all like, subscribe, and share the Number Streets podcast. Support our sponsors, Virginia Villains and Finesse Dress. Thank you, Tamika. We will. For Stretch and Damo in their absence, Hollywood Mike. I'm Statman AJT. We out.
Peace.